Namaste and welcome. Welcome, friends. First of all, thank you very much for spending your time in watching and listening to this lecture. A lecture on finance. Something very interesting and something very important. Something that touches us all in individual capacity and even in capacity when we are doing our business. And for all size and all complexities of business, unless and until we have got a grasp over finance, it becomes very, very difficult for us to prosper in our individual life and also to prosper as a business person. The area of finance is a vast area, and the issues which are involved, the complexities which are there, many a times baffles most of us. My effort is to make it very simple, to make it as simple as it is just a part of your life, to develop a particular type of gut feeling by which the decisions which you take, they become financially sound decision. And it is the fundamentals of finance, the basic ground rules which one has to follow if one wants to prosper financially. And popularly, I have been calling it finance fundas. After fundas come the fineries. But our emphasize in this lecture, in this small series of only 5 versions, we are going to talk about the fundamentals of finance, and we are going to really understand how it affects our decision and our business. Coming to think of it, friends, finance is like blood in our body. It covers all the areas of business. The way blood covers all the areas of our body, finance covers all the areas of our business. May it be marketing, may it be purchase, may it be manufacturing, production, may it be human relations. Whenever you take a decision, in any of this area, finance gets affected. It is omnipresent as far as the business is concerned. And whether you are a small businessman, a startup, or a medium and small scale business operator, or a conglomerate having your branches and factories world over, the principles are the same. And these principles is something that we are going to talk about. While dealing with the fundamentals, my effort is going to be brief. I am going to briefly introduce the subjects. I am going to briefly tell you about what I want to talk about. And for the backup, I have got a book, financefundas.com, the book. It talks about the fineries of finance as well as the fundamentals of finance. So when we talk about a particular topic, when we talk about a particular aspect of financial management, we are going to refer to that book, and I'll be telling you that this chapter of the book covers this particular area. On top of it, I am always there for you. My email ID will be given to you, and you can always approach. In fact, I've got a firm of chartered accountants and a firm of financial consultants which will always be willing to help you to guide you and to ensure that the confusion or the reason which is really creating some problem or some difficulty for you is solved. The second aspect which I wanted to talk to you, friends, is that why this particular exercise of coming out with a book. Over last more than 30-40 years, I have been in the field of finance and I have been consulting. I have been practicing as a chartered accountant, and people have come to me with various type of problems and issues. The problems are in wide range. People come when they start the business, they will say, oh, I don't have much problem. My transactions are very few. 10, 15 vouchers in a month, and therefore about maybe at most 200 to 250 vouchers in a year. At the end of the year, I'll sit back and I'll call an accountant. He will write down your accounts and problems are solved. Now, after the year gets over, when he looks at the accounts, I see them baffled. I see them that the results which are being shown through the accounts and the result which they thought they have really, they should have really got, they are different. They would like to understand what is wrong. People come with a problem that, look, my marketing man says that if you reduce the price by 10%, our turnover is going to go up. And that is the better decision. Should I take that decision? Would it be a financially wise decision or no? This remains a question. When someone is putting up a project, he says the machinery supplier says that, sir, you spend only 20% more on the machinery and your production will go up by 50%. Should I take the decision? My production will go by 50% if I spend only 20% more on my machinery. Now, how do I take this decision, sir? And this is the type of issues people come to me. Many a times they come and say that I have not been able to comply with the requirement of the acts which are applicable to me. And I have to maintain certain books of account, I have to maintain certain discipline financially and report. This also is a problem. They come. Many people come and say that my accountant is bad. He says that I have made a profit. But when I look at my bank balance, I don't have enough bank balance. What is the problem? I'm sure that accountant is wrong because I should have a bank balance if I made a profit. Right? Now, these are the questions which baffle. And these are the questions which make a person think and feel that finance is a very complicated area. Finance is an area which requires special skills and some knowledge which I do not possess. My answer to that is no. Finance is not as difficult as it is made it out to be. It is simple. You go to a successful businessman and ask a question that, sir, you have been doubling your turnover and making huge profits, and within 10 years you have come from where to where. Now, which school did you study? Have you done your financial management in one of the best colleges in USA or Europe or India? And many a times you will find the answer to be no. You will say that, my dear, I am not even graduate. Now, this baffles. That if finance is such a subject which is so difficult, how can this man be successful? Of course, yes, he must be lucky. He must have selected the right product to offer, the right service to offer at the right point of time. That is, of course, true. But on top of it, some people have that gut feeling also. That gut feel tells them that take this decision. Because even if you are in the right product at the right time, but when it comes to taking decision, if you'll end up taking a wrong decision, that being at the right place at right time does not help. So they have a particular gut feeling. Now, every one of us do not have that gut feeling. So we have to look at that. What exactly is that gut feel? What exactly happens in their mind? And why they take a particular decision? What is the soundness? What is the principle? What is the fundamental which helps them to take the right decision? And if we know that, and if we acquire that, then we have that advantage of developing something very similar to the gut feel which many successful people have. So it's luck and your effort to understand these two things put together will make your life fairly and very simple. So my basic point which I am trying to make out from this particular lecture, number one, that finance is a very important area for all of us, and financial management, how do you manage your finance, is equally important. Always, money has limited supply and unlimited want, right? So you have to strike a balance that how do I utilize the funds which I have? How do I get maximum fun at my disposal, and how I use it in most effective and efficient manner? If you do that, take the right decision, you will be able to prosper. You will be able to multiply the sources that you have got. You'll be able to multiply the quantum of funds and finance which you have. And that is what the success is as far as business is concerned, your financial performance. I'm not saying that this is the only success factor. Success factors can be financial performance, your social responsibility, everything. But this is the prime and very important. In fact, our prayer to God should be that give me a lot of money so that I can use it for good purposes. And in order to attain that, it is important for you to have a good control over the financial management aspect. So this is one, that it is extremely important for business. Second, it is not difficult. It is something which is logical. It is something which is universal. And it is something which is very much within the grasp of a common businessman. Even a startup can develop this skill. The medium and small entrepreneur can develop this skill. The large conglomerate can also develop this skill. The difference is the quantum. For a startup, the transactions are less, the complexities are less. For medium and small entrepreneurs, it is more than a startup, but it is still within limited frame, and therefore a startup will be able to manage it all by himself, whereas the medium and small will require some help from outside agency or will have to develop a small department. And if it is a large conglomerate, he will have to have system so that the decisions which the organization takes ultimately is based upon sound financial management principles. So it is this financial management principles that we are going to talk about, and I am sure you will enjoy the learning, and I will also learn a lot out of interacting with you. Looking forward to your response, and thank you very much for listening to this lecture. Thank you.